Okay, so we are back down on the Syndicate Lake, and yeah, it's about 6 p.m. in the evening right now, and yeah, we're fresh here from work, so probably arrived about an hour and 20 minutes ago, something like that. Yeah, we've done a lap. It's quite heavy rain at the minute. Looks set to be heavy for most of this evening. Hopefully it will stop by the time we are packing up in the morning, but anyway, we've got everything in situ. 3 rods are not yet fishing, but the pod is in down on the peg, and yeah, we're just looking out at the same chunk of water that we were in 3 weeks ago now, or nearly 3 weeks ago, where I had those couple of fish on an overnighter. I've gone back in here. I have seen fish spread around the lake. There's been fish down the top end, but I have seen fish down here as well, and I do feel like they don't tend to stay at one end of the lake, if that makes sense. I do find through the night they do shift, and perhaps possibly even feed in the middle areas. But yeah, we have seen one show right out in front, exactly where we caught from last time, so that's a brilliant sign. And yeah, at the minute there's only one other angler on, and he's not doing the night. He'll be off before it goes dark, so yeah, it's looking good. I'm just easing myself in. Like I say, it's quite heavy rain at the minute. Just wanted to get the brolly up, get everything in here. I know that I'm going to stick with this swim based on what I've seen and what happened on the last session. So yeah, just trying to take my time. I say it's only 20 past 6 at the minute. It's not even dark yet for another 3 hours. So yeah, currently in May, so date is the 19th of May. So 3rd week in May now. The fish have not spawned yet. They've not shown any signs of spawning, albeit I haven't been on the lake for nearly 3 weeks. Well, I haven't heard anything in the groups or seen anything to suggest that they are or have been. So yeah, I think it's just rinse and repeat really. Tactics wise, I think we're just going to go in certainly with 2 on the Bermuda, 2 stringers, just bottom baits on a simple short rig. 3rd one I'm not so sure about yet. I have got some new baits actually, which I didn't have on the last session, and these are Handcraft's heavy hook baits. So essentially it's a bottom bait, but slightly different in the sense that it's got more weight to it. They are quite a bit harder as well, so I might give one of them a go, maybe just as a single, or again maybe as a stringer. That they are the Sting pop-ups work really well. So yeah, Sting bottom baits I'm sure will work just as well. Like a pale yellow, they're not really vibrant yellow. So yeah, so we might give those a go on the 3rd rod. Certainly on 2 of the rods we're just going to stick to what worked for us on the last session. There's no need, no indication to change or deviate away from that. So yeah, I'm going to stop waffling on. I'm going to get these rods sorted out. The rods are stood up here by the bivvy. I've got the leaders and the quick change bits and pieces ready to go. I just need to get my rigs out, get these rods clipped up to 8 wraps and 5 wraps, and yeah, we'll get fishing, and you know, I'll do another update a little bit later on. Yeah, it'd be nice if this rain did stop, but forecast I'm seeing, it's not looking likely that it is going to stop, but we'll see. It's pretty good fishing weather, if nothing else. Not great weather for sitting here watching, but yeah, you take what you can get. You just get out when we can, and as we know, on these quick work overnight sessions, we just have to get out when we can. And yeah, the reality is, if I didn't come tonight, who knows, I might not even get back here this week. So yeah, we're out here doing it. So hopefully we can get these couple of rods. I can get 2 rods in fishing by 7 o'clock. So one at 8 wraps, one at 5, and then the third one we might just delay a little bit, just see if we can see anything. But yeah, we're going to get that sorted. So yeah, I'll stop waffling and get these rods out. Okay, so there's the first rig ready to go, and what we've got essentially is a stringer rig. I say a stringer rig, it's not really a rig, is it? But the actual rig itself is a KD. So that's the KD part of it, and then all we do is we just nestle this triangle stringer just on top of it like so. It's a little bit lopsided there, but yeah, that's all it is, just a 4-bait stringer as we call it. So yeah, I'll get that dispatched out. I've clipped 2 of the rods up, one at 5, one at 8. So they're ready to go. I'm going to do the 8 wrap spot first. This is what's going on it. Let's get it out there. Okay, so we've got 3 rods out. We are fishing. So yeah, the first rod went out okay. So I'm only fishing 8 wraps and 5 wraps. But the first one that was at 8 wraps, it just kissed the clip, and the rod was a little bit high. It's probably gone about 7.5 wraps. I felt it down, but just didn't get the connection on the clip that I really wanted. But yeah, I've left it out there. The second rod went out in a very similar way, so I quickly redid that one. Hit the clip much better on the second attempt. Felt that down okay. And yeah, the third rod, 5 wraps, that went out okay. So yeah, I think everything's fine. Probably just overthinking it really, with not quite hitting the clip. We're not fishing holes in weed or anything like that. Most important thing is we did hit the clip and we did feel it down. So when you put it in that context, probably am just overthinking it. So, but yeah, we'll see. We may well redo left-hander before dark. But yeah, I'll sit here and ponder it. When I redid the second rod and I pulled that back in, it was absolutely fine when it came back in anyway. So yeah, so I think the key is feeling it down, and yeah, ultimately we did hit the clip. So yeah, 3 rods are out, we're fishing. It's looking very carpy. Rain is coming down, it has been since we got here really. Well, it is looking a little bit brighter now. Just over to my right, wind's dropped off a little bit. And yeah, it's looking really, really good, I have to say. I've got a little bit of something on the lens there, I'll just get that off. Okay, there we go, that's better. So yeah, I'm just going to sit back, chill out, enjoy it, take it all in. So it's been a few weeks now since we've been down here, so things have changed. It's all looking a lot greener now, there's leaves on all the trees. It's amazing what difference sort of 2-3 weeks can do. Yeah, well into spring now, we're probably on the cusp of spawning, but yeah, I don't think we're quite there yet, although the weather from this coming weekend is set to go hot, so we're looking at mid-20s, high pressure, sunny days, sunny skies should I say. So who knows, they may well spawn next week. Personally, I don't think they will. Last year they went, I think it was the 1st or 2nd week in June, so we're not quite at that point yet, but every year is different, so you know, what happened last year isn't necessarily a bearing on what's going to happen this year. But I know that the weather last spring was a lot warmer. We'd had hotter days up to this point than we've had thus far this season, so that tells me that we're probably not going to get spawning until June. But yeah, reality is it can happen any time. I'm secretly just hoping that it doesn't happen until June really, because I do want to, well, obviously I'm here tonight, definitely want to get a session in next week, probably Tuesday, which looks set to be one of those really hot days. And yeah, the week after's a bit of a no-go because got a few things on, pretty much away all of that week, so it probably will be 2nd week in June after then before I can get back. But yeah, it would be really nice if I could do tonight and then Thursday night this week would be really nice, and then yeah, if I could do 2 nights next week, these are just overnighters in between work, then that would be really good. So yeah, we shall see. But yeah, we're going to sit back, get a brew on the go, and yeah, just soak it all up. So I thought I'd do a quick update. I mean, there's not much to see here because it is now, well, it's well gone 10 PM, it is now dark. But yeah, I just thought I'd do a quick update just before I get in bed for the night. Not much to report really. It's been raining since 5 o'clock. There was a brief window when I got here where there was no rain, and then yeah, that window lasted about 30 minutes I would say, and then it's been rain ever since, and it's been quite heavy at times as well. It has eased off a little bit now, but yeah, it's been really heavy, so I'm just hoping as we get through into the small hours it does die down a bit. But yeah, in terms of fish, it's been very, very quiet. Nothing has been showing out there. Granted, I can't really have eyes on the whole lake because I am brolly bound. I've even had to bring out the front for the brolly because yeah, the wind was just blowing it right in at me. So yeah, the front is on, skull cap is on as well, and yeah, we're just bivvy bound or brolly bound, so it's not been very enjoyable. It is warm though. Yeah, it is warm. I think it's about 11 degrees, something like that. It's a damn sight warmer than last week where it was dropping down to 1s, 2s and 3 degrees, so yeah. So anyway, we've got 3 rods out there. 2 I've not actually recast. I decided it wasn't worth the mither really recasting. The rain's been relentless anyway, so would have made it tricky to get a recast done. So I've left what we've got, which was 2 at 8 wraps. I say one of them didn't really hit the clip as well as I would have liked, but it did hit the clip, and I felt the lead down. So as far as I'm concerned, that is fishing, albeit a little bit shorter than 8 wraps, which is absolutely fine. There's no weed out there, it's just a zone, it's just an area really, so that's fine. So there's 2 out at 8 wraps, and then there's one shorter at 5 and a bit, 5.4 wraps I think it is, and that went down really nicely. So there's not really a lot else I can do. If I was going to redo them, I'd just be redoing them for the sake of it really. So I'm going to sit on my hands, get in bed in a bit, try and get some sleep. So obviously we do have work tomorrow. And yeah, let's just hope this rain does ease off through the night, because a pain in the neck if we've got to pack away in this, but it is what it is. If everything gets wet, it doesn't matter. So hopefully we'll be back down here on Thursday anyway, so that'll give us a chance to dry out everything if it does get wet. But yeah, let's see what we get. Let's hope for a bite. I mean, we don't mind getting wet if we get a bite from it, but I know there's been a couple of bites last weekend in the small hours. I think it was 2 a.m. Yeah, 2 a.m. there was a guy that had 2 bites from this area of the lake, so that's quite unusual. Doesn't really do many night bites. So yeah, that's positive, because obviously it makes us feel like we've got a chance. So anyway, right, I'm going to stop waffling because this is not really very interesting in terms of what you can see on the camera, which is absolutely nothing. But yeah, still raining, not seeing any fish. Fingers crossed for the night and the morning ahead. Oh, good morning. Probably about 30 minutes or so ago now, we've had a take, and we've gone and got one. Yeah, it's a lovely common, not a huge fish, maybe a high double, but yeah, really nice to get another fish. It did wipe out both my other rods, which was really annoying, and it was completely my fault. Blaming it on being in a deep sleep when my rod went, but yeah, no excuse really. And it's annoying because obviously it's meant a lot of disturbance, but anyway, got the other 2 rods back out on the spot, went out nicely, so yeah, there might even be a chance of another fish, but for now, just going to get myself set. Let's do some self takes of this lovely one. Well, managed to snare another one. Just get this net out of the way. drop him on the scales. So I don't think he's more than a high double, but I'll certainly take that. It's 14.5. Really nice fish though. Looks like an older one. Most of the fish in here are old, to be honest. Oh, there he is. Not a monster, but really solid, and like more leeches. It's the same last time. I don't know if the leeches are not some sort of parasites. Just do them a favour and get them off. Right, there he is. There we go, lovely 14.5 pound Syndicate beauty. Slip him back. Spin him around. It's a bit awkward here with these reeds in the edge. Anyway, there we go. See if he'll just come out there. There he is. Beautiful. Yes, that's mega. Right, get sorted out here, and then I'll do a bit of an update in a bit on what's been happening. Let's have a little recap. So we got ourselves to bed last night. I think it was about 11 o'clock when I decided to get in the bag. It was absolutely throwing it down, and it didn't really get much better through the night, if at all really. I think it was getting on sort of 3-4 o'clock before that heavy band of rain had sort of moved out of the way. Right now it's not raining, but looking at the forecast I think it probably is going to start again, which is annoying, but it is what it is on the weather front. We just have to go when we can. It's actually really good carpy weather, so it's sorry, glasses are steaming up. But yeah, as I was saying, it is really good carpy weather, or textbook carp fishing weather, as you would say. So anyway, what's happened? So I didn't have any liners, nothing at all in the night, and then at 10 to 5 I was woken up by a take on the middle rod, which was one of the rods fished longer, so 8 wraps. I say long, it's not long really, but in this swim that does get you out there to the middle. So yeah, I've had a take and obviously jumped out the bag, got down to the rod, and yeah, I've lifted into it, and initially it wasn't really doing much. It sort of came up in the column up to the top. I saw it breach a little bit out there, and it just wasn't doing very much, and the longer it went on, the more and more convinced I was that it was a tench. And yeah, the fight sort of went on. It wasn't much of a fight really, I was just sort of gaining on it, and it was just coming in really easy, and it just didn't feel like a carp. Anyway, it's got under the rod tip, and then it has woken up, and sure enough it's a carp. So yeah, we're attached to a carp. I've seen it come up, realised it's a common. Thinking about it now, that's my first common out of here. So all the other fish I've had have been mirror carp, and that's my first common. So I've never really studied what the divide is between commons and mirrors, but anyway, I've seen it come up. It's breached on the surface, and yeah, we've bundled him in the net. Now, rather stupidly, rather annoyingly, and just out of sheer laziness from myself, I'm blaming it on the fact that I was in a deep sleep, but really there's no excuse. It took out my other 2 rods, which is just, yeah, it's the last thing I needed. Really is the last thing I needed, because so last week we ended up having a near double take really. So that was really, really annoying that I let it do that. Should never have had the chance to do that, but it is what it is. The fish was in the net. Okay, the other 2 rods were wiped out, but you know, let's be really happy with what we've done. We've caught another fish on a quick overnighter on a very, very tricky syndicate that's quite low stock. So yeah, at the end of the day, you can't pick and choose which fish take your hook bait. As long as you're presented where they are, you've as good a chance as catching any of them. So anyway, we've got it in the net, and it was one of the small ones. I'm just going to get my laser pen out because there's a few birds diving out there. I don't want to really don't want to end up that's nice. Yeah, really, really handy tool, this laser pen that I got off Amazon. I don't actually think you can get them anymore. Yeah, it's bright green, but I don't think you can get them anymore because they stopped selling them because they realised that they were very powerful, I think. So yeah, we just moved off some, I think they're coots. Not actually, yeah, it's definitely a coot out there. Don't think they'll, I don't know, I stand corrected, I don't think they'll be able to reach the bottom out there. It's probably getting on 10, 11 foot, I don't know. I'm no expert when it comes to birds diving on your spot. But anyway, that's just shifted them off. So yeah, the bite came about 4:45, got it in the net, it's wiped out the other 2 rods, which is frustrating, but you know, let's just be happy we've got one in the net. It's not a big one, I think it went 14.5, 15, something like that on the scales. But yeah, first common out of the lake, and another bite on one of these overnighters. So what I did, I left the fish in the net. Obviously my other lines were tangled around it, so I had to put the mat down the bottom where the rods are, lift the fish onto that, cut out of the way the lead core leader. Managed to get the rig out, absolutely nailed again. Size 8, curve point hook, wide gape. just absolutely nailed it. You know, there's no way that hook was ever coming out. I would have got some footage of it, but I just wanted to get everything out of the way, get the hook out of the fish, get the lead core out of the way. And yeah, as soon as I cut the lead core out and I got it up on the map, I then managed to untangle the other 2 rods, pull them back in, and then drop the fish back in the edge, just in the net, just to buy myself some time really. So yeah, I've then left the fish down there in the net, and then I thought, right, I'm going to get these other 2 rods that have been wiped out back out there. So I've wrapped them both up to 8 wraps, got a couple of fresh stringers out, and yeah, we've deployed 2 KD rigs back out, 8 wraps with a stringer on, and we've then sorted the fish out, done the pictures, got some video, got the fish back, and then we've set about getting the 3rd rod back out. I wasn't going to bother, but I thought, well, we've already made some disturbance, may as well get that rod back out there, and I've put it on the shorter spot, which is 5 wraps. So yeah, we're back in with a chance. Like I say, it's frustrating we got wiped out, but it is what it is. These things happen. I think if I'd had the bite now, I don't think it would have happened, because I would have been able to see more clearly. It was still pretty dark at that point, but it's no excuse. It shouldn't have happened. What I should have done is taken the rods off the alarms and just dropped them down, just loosen the clutch. That's what I should have done. But yeah, I don't know if it was still in my head at that point that I was thinking it was a 10. I really don't know. What I do know is I was fast asleep at that point, so yeah, whatever's happened, yeah, it's just slipped through my mind. But anyway, we've had a fish, so that's all good. That's our 3rd fish of the season up here. So I think this is probably our 6th night, 7th night, something like that. I'd have to count back now to work it out. But yeah, 6 or 7 nights and we've had 3 fish, so really can't complain with that. I mean, from what I'm told, there's people that come on here and they can fish whole seasons without catching anything. So yeah, we're doing well. The tactics are working. That's 3 fish now on the KD rig with the stringer, i.e. the Bermuda, size 8 hooks, size 8 sharpened hooks, and it's all working. You know, there's no reason at the minute to change tactics or anything. The 3rd rod I had out last night did have one of these 20mm heavy handcraft baits on. Who knows, I may well have had a bite on that if I'd not wiped it out this morning, but given that the bite came on the straight bottom, well, the straight out the bag krill active, and that's what the other 2 bites were on from a few weeks ago, then yeah, to me it just makes sense to stick with that, stick with what's working. There's no need to change anything. We only need to change if things start slowing up and not happening, and realistically things will slow up, because say slow stock, you're not going to come on here every session and catch. I mean, that's just unrealistic. But right now, yeah, I'm happy to just pick them off with stringers. You know, if that's what we need to do, that's what we'll do. Not put any bait in. I suspect there's probably still bait out there from the weekend. From what I'm hearing, anglers are putting some bait out, but I think for what I'm doing, I don't think putting bait out is the one really for these overnights. Yeah, I think just carry on with what I'm doing. Maybe after spawning you could put a little bit out, but yeah, I'd rather err on the side of caution, go with a minimal approach. Fish to get a bite at a time. Basically, I'm not here to put kilos and kilos in and, you know, try and catch 8 fish or whatever. You know, it's just not that kind of venue for me. If you can come on here, do a session, 24, 48 hours, 72, some people do. If you can catch a fish, you've done well. So in my eyes, catching a fish on an overnighter is ridiculously good. So yeah, that's where we are. It's 6:10 now, so yeah, all that carnage started about an hour and a half ago now. And yeah, it's amazing how time just flies when you everything sort of goes from a moment of nothing to just moments of chaos and carnage. And yeah, like I say, it's not the world's biggest fish, but I don't care. That means a lot, you know, regardless of the size of it. It's another fish out of here. I'll send the picture on to a mate, one of the members who's a mate of mine, and see if we can get some history on that fish, because although it was a small one, probably one of the smallest carp in here, it probably has got some history. You know, it probably is one of the originals maybe. You get some stories about some of the fish being in the lake at the top, which is now more of a match lake, and then they got moved here or flooded into here. So, you know, lots of these fish do have little bits of stories and history. And yeah, I would have said that was a bit of an older fish, but yeah, I don't know. They've definitely not stocked anything in here for years, from what I'm told. So each and every one of these fish are old. So yeah, that's an update. Give you a little view of the lake. So there we go. It's just started raining again, which I could really do without, but yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Hopefully we can get ourselves back down here. I'm hoping tomorrow night. Can't really do tonight. I think I've said before, for me, I just can't do back-to-back nights. It just wipes me out. You can guarantee later this afternoon, start of this evening, I will just be knackered. You know, for whatever reason, I just can't hack back-to-back overnights with work in between. It's just not for me. So yeah, we'll get off to work today. We'll hopefully get a good sleep at home tonight, and then I think we'll get ourselves back down here tomorrow night, which will be Thursday. And yeah, from what I can see on the forecast for the weather, it looks like it's going to be a lot drier from tomorrow, and then in the next week, as I was saying earlier, it's going to be a bit of a heat wave. So yeah, that's an update. I'm going to get myself a brew on, and yeah, I'm just going to soak up the atmosphere, you know, give it another hour or so, and then we'll have to start getting things squared up and packed away, try and be on the road. I say this every week, but I would like to be on the road for 8:15. For some reason it never quite seems to happen. It's always later than that. So anyway, we'll see. We'll get ourselves sorted, and yeah, my fingers are crossed for another bite. I mean, I might be being greedy now, but yeah, there's a chance. 3 rods are back out there. Fingers crossed. I'm just going to sit here, enjoy the coffee, take in the morning bird song. Hopefully get a break in this rain. Well, we actually had a break when we caught the fish. So there was no rain. We managed to do the pictures with no rain as well, so we actually got really lucky in that respect. Yeah, this last sort of 20 minutes or so, it has started to intermittently rain again, so yeah, if we can get a break in that, get ourselves packed up and home, get showered up, get freshened up, job will be a good one.